Having Frito Lay variety packs is a lot like having kids. You get a lot of flavor packed into small packages. And it's impossible to pick a favorite. Whoa! Yeah, definitely impossible to pick a favorite.
Frito Lay variety packs, packed with possibilities.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Having Frito Lay.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Carothers Pest Control pregame show alongside the great Andy Jardy. My name is Brian Skowronski, and we got an awesome showdown here tonight, Andy. 2 teams that have played each other in week 1, 2 of the last 3 seasons. Both of them came down to the wire. 2 of the best games that I've seen in the regular season here over the last few seasons.
This game I was part of all last season, a 1-point win for Clearport, 21-20, and when they got together in 2020, it was a 3-point game. I expect a similar situation here tonight, where this is going to be a very, very tightly contested game, and it might come down to whoever ends the ball last comes away with the win.
Let's take a look a little bit deeper here at the Lucas Cubs, looking to go to the postseason for the 10th straight year under Scott Spittler. This is a program not really known for football until he got here, and now they're one of the bad boys of the area, no question.
Is tonight playing a couple divisions up, but they're not intimidated. They like to do that. It gets them prepared for the postseason, and it's why they've made it now, looking for their 10th straight trip there under Coach Scott Spittler. 94-66 in his 15th season, and that makes him Richland County's longest tenured coach.
And what a great program he's put together. He truly personifies what Lucas football is all about. All right, so does Mr. Logan Toms, our player spotlight tonight. This dude's been playing since he was a freshman, Andy, and now as a senior, definitely expecting a big-time breakout season.
Catch the ball off this run, picked up 69 yards at the top. Second team ball.
And I know he's got his mindset on being first team All-Ohio this season without question. All right, those are the Clearport Colts that just came out onto the field. The defending, reigning MOAC champions, though, going to look a little bit different this year. They got to replace their quarterback and, of course, their head coach and pretty much the whole coaching staff.
Season. Previously coached over at Lexington, head coach at South Central, and was the offensive coordinator at Fredericktown. He comes in with a lot of experience from different places, which he thinks can help him continue the success that this Clearport program has had over the last decade plus.
The guy that's really going to help the cause there, Luke Schlosser, he does a little bit of everything. He's one of those multiple type of pieces that you can put him at slot receiver, running back, split him out wide, probably put him in and have him play quarterback from time to time, and oh, by the way, probably the best defender they have out there.
6 touchdowns, 9 catches, 178 receiving yards, and a touchdown last season. He led the team in tackles last year with 60.
So the teams are out on the field here, getting ready to kick things off. I don't know, it feels like fall time
It
out
does.
here.
We started to feel like fall right as first high school football Friday rolled around.
All right, we are ready for kickoff. Andy, I'm going to let you take this away for this first kick. I'll be right back. I'm so excited. I got to go see what it's like out there in the audience. I shall return.
Cubs will be kicking off. Clear Fork in the all-black uniforms tonight. The green outline on the numbers. Lucas in their all-whites, orange helmets. Thanks for joining us here live and free on the OH.REPORT. Great crowd on hand as always. One of the best places to watch high school football is right here at the Colt Corral as this kick goes out of bounds. Good starting field position here for the Clear Fork Colts.
Andy, as expected, it is a absolutely packed house over here on the home side. I haven't been to a few games here lately where not only is every seat filled, but also on the side grassy knoll area, everyone's got a seat there. So this is one of the bigger crowds I've seen in a while.
Well, and we get here hours before it starts to get everything set up. People trying to get in. They said, no, gates don't open. But there were a lot of people ready to go.
Let's see if this Colts offense is ready to go. First down, they'll keep it on the ground. And the Lucas Cubs up front, we're expecting them to be stout this season, Andy. They've got a lot of returners, everybody along that defensive line back for Lucas.
Yeah, this is going to be a game one in the trenches tonight. Both teams bringing in new quarterbacks. I expect to see a lot of ground and pound tonight. Whoever can
And that's been the Cubs' MO for a long time under head coach Scott Spittler. Win in the trenches. And then on offense, they play just a little bit different, more rugged style than a lot of teams in the modern era are used to. As the Cubs again converge to make the stop here on second down. Maybe a gain of a yard. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
The situation here tonight. These 3rd and longs are going to be tough to come.
Bring up 3rd down and
7.
Colts spread them out a little bit here. 3 wide, 2 to the near side. They'll bring Schlosser in motion, and they'll hand it off to Luke. Stutter step, finds a crease to the outside, and it's going to be a 1st down, the first of the season for Clear Fork.
That's the defenders. Looks like we had definitely got enough for the 1st down. We had the thought he made it across midfield, but he must have been pushed out.
First down again. Clear Fork keeps it on the ground. This time a little bit more running room. Be 4 yards on the QB keeper.
Junior Mason Sansom.
The 49-yard line. Grayson Jackson into the tackle for Lucas. Brings up 2nd down and 5 for the Colts.
No surprise, Brian. 4 plays, all runs.
It's a good way to ease into the season with a new quarterback.
It'll be interesting to see which defense bites in the first, because you know it's coming at some.
I didn't have to involve with one.
Clearing.
One key. They making the stop for Lucas.
So 3rd down again here for the Clear Fork offense. They need the 44 to keep the chain gang on the move.
Front strong contingent over on their side as well.
Yeah, excellent crowd on hand here tonight as for the first time Sansom puts it up in the air and he's got his first completion of the season for a Clear Fork first down. A home and kitchen supply first down at that.
Coming with that nice first down catch. Jackson last year, 12 catches, 246 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Quickest guy on the team.
So a fresh set here for the Colts offense. Sansom under center, turns hands off to the up back. It'll go out across the 40. Pickup of 3 here on first down.
Number 9.
Second period of the night for Nick Appleman, the junior.
Number 3.
And Lucas, so far, they've been able to get that they weren't clear for to get into, but the Colts 2 for 2 converting so far on this drive. Just under 9 minutes here in the first quarter.
So from the gun, Sansom hands off, Schlosser in motion. I think they took the Cubs off guard just a little bit with the quick snap. Pick up some decent yardage again. It'll make it third and manageable here. They'll need a couple.
To the left of the broad Schlosser in. Nice pickup there. This is third and short, the 3rd and 3.
Third down and 3.
Sansom under center this time, 2 back set. And they'll give it to Schlosser. Spins away from the first would-be tackler. Able to get a couple, but he's going to be knocked down short here. And it'll be 4th down. And the Colts from the 34 definitely going to keep the offense on the field.
Yeah, too far for too close to punt. It's Cubbies get the first 3rd down stop of the night. Colts get the first 2. Chance here to grab some momentum on the road, force a turnover on downs, try and draw first blood in this.
Colts in 2 wide here to the near side, straight ahead, big hole this time, lowering the boom. With a big run here are the Colts out across the 25-yard line. First down picked up by Nick Appleman.
Yeah, worked the boom. Kept the legs going. Big first down conversion there for the Colts to keep the drive alive. Already 3 different Colts have ran the ball. 3rd carry there for Appleman, by far his best one.
This time he's going to get wrapped up, drugged down. It's Logan Toms, 4-year starter, coming up and laying the boom there at the 21.
Very methodical driver. Almost halfway through this opening quarter.
And the Colts keep it on the ground. Toms able to hit him down low, allowing a couple of his friends to come up. Tim Daly there with the shot.
Toms just keep Schlosser from running, just held onto his foot until he got some help.
3rd down and 6 for Colts.
Low, allowing a couple.
Looks like a little bit of confusion right now. So they're going to take a time out. Blake Schlosser was looking over at the sideline saying, "What are we running here?" So wise timeout taken by Coach Brokaw. The Clear Fork graduate here now, Brian, in his first season, coaching at his alma mater.
And raffle tickets for a chance to win.
I always think those are the best stories, of course, when you came up through that program, you were a part of it, and then you come back and you want to elevate it and continue the good times that you remember, because back in Brokaw's day, Clear Fork was definitely a force to be reckoned with down here in the Valley, and nothing's really changed. Clear Fork's continued that great tradition, and he hopes to improve on what we've seen here over the last couple of seasons. MOAC champions, and definitely been a playoff team that you didn't want to see on your schedule.
It's never a rebuild here. Just constantly getting new kids to take over at skill positions, and it doesn't seem to continue to churn out the victories, put up a ton of points. Yeah, they built quite the culture there. Much in the same way since.
Sansom with a stutter step here on third down. He'll get gobbled up. 4 guys in white jerseys all converge to make the stop. So it'll bring up another fourth down here for the Colts. And again, we expect probably the offense to stay on the field.
Sansom with a stutter step here on third down. He'll get gobbled up. 4 guys in white jerseys all converge.
It's going to be 4th and 4. Both these teams, Brian, do have good kickers.
On 4th down, Sansom's going to take off. A little bit of a crease to the outside, and he dives his way for a first down.
Yeah, he faked it like he was going to throw it, and then he just took it, ran with it, picked up the first down. Thought Victor Skoog was back here for a second, Brian. We saw a lot of plays like this last year between Clear Fork and
Sansom's
Lucas.
going to take off. A little bit of a crease to the outside, and he dives.
So a big first down right there for the Colts. Setting up in scoring position now, right outside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like this right on the 10, so it's his first and goal. The first down, but they might not need it.
That's Schlosser with the toss to the near side. Inches his way closer down to the 6.
At the 7-yard line, 2nd down and clear for Clear Fork.
7 carries for Schlosser, 20 yards.
Here's Sansom under center. Hands to the up back. And I believe this is Appleman again with the carry.
Down the 1. Try that little quick counter.
Down to the 1-yard line for Clear Fork. Made there by Jackson and Day for Richard. Brings up 3rd down and goal for Fork.
Just under 3.5 minutes left here, Brian, in this first quarter.
It's usually Lucas that does this to their opponents. Right now, the Colts flipping the script and looking to get into the end zone. Schlosser, left side, he's in for a touchdown.
There we go. Score a touchdown, they shoot off some fireworks. Well, the Clear Fork fans that went to the game last year brought their own fireworks.
Right.
After they scored. Just some fireworks here after they scored. I'm very curious to see if anyone from Lucas has brought their own.
The AT is up, it is through, so Clear Fork with a very long drive, finishing with 7 points as they light up the MWD Logistics scoreboard first. Very methodical drive, came near side, far side, only had to throw it once, and it worked out great.
Just Lucas's throat there, and capped off by senior kicker Adam Van Osdol, who all Ohio honors last year, Brian. 42 point-after attempts, 3 of 3 on field goals. And if you remember this game last year, there was a blocked extra point that was basically the 21-20 game. So special teams will have a say in this one before it's over. And as I like to argue, Brian, kickers are people too.
Of course they are,
And
right?
we've got two great ones tonight, too. So over on the Lucas side, we've got Color, who was Ohio Honors last year as well. 45 of 48 on his extra points and 4 of 6 on field goals. And he has got a boot for a leg as he can hit 40-plus yards. So good start, though. If you're the Colts, exactly what you drew up. March it right down the field, get that first score. Now, see if their defense can find a way to shut down that Lucas offense, which a lot of teams struggle to shut down.
Not a whole lot of teams around the state of Ohio still play the run-heavy offense that the Lucas Cubs do. Obviously, there's been a big change to go to the spread formations, air it out, and that is just not the Lucas Cub way. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It'll be an infringement here, and Lucas will start with the ball at the 35-yard line.
Might hit those out of bounds. Got to start on the 35.
This Cubs program 9 straight trips to the playoffs, coming off a 6-7 season last year, where they made it into the postseason at 4-6, went on to win 2 games in the postseason. 5 of those 7 losses by 8 points or fewer last year. They were in just about every game. They got better as the season progressed. Just not a team you want to run into come playoff time.
First down, this is Jackson with the run to the right. Grayson Jackson has got a lot of time during his playing career here at Lucas, but his first season, of course, playing the quarterback position after graduating a 3-year starter in Andrew Smolin. So that's the one question mark, I think, that's been asked a lot around the area is how will Lucas fare at that signal caller position?
And of course, last year was a running back, 64 carries, 200 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's got to take over the quarterback duties because that run goes nowhere. Saw Clear Fork have success on their 3rd and longs on the drive, and now the Cubs faced with a 3rd down and 8.
Third down and 8.
It's encroachment on Clear Fork. It's making a 3rd and much more manageable situation now. 3.
Ball out to the 42-yard line. 3rd down and 3 for Cubs.
For 2 minutes. And plowing ahead enough for the first down. Logan Toms.
Tom for Lucan.
That's definitely the expectation this season is that Logan's going to have a ginormous year. You saw the statistics in the Carothers Pest Control pregame. Dude almost went for 1,500 yards last year and wasn't even necessarily the featured back in the offense. They had so many different weapons on this team. So now, number 2 as a senior, he's been around the program the last 3 years getting heavy carries. The anticipation is that those numbers are going to go up and he's going to have a crazy year.
Here's some trick play. Couple handoffs in the backfield, but nowhere to go. It's that deal.
Back out. Look at get back to that line of scrimmage. Nice. Howard making a stop for Clear Fork.
That encroachment.
Play 2nd down and
Maybe a 3rd and 5-yard times. Benefit, it's still 3rd down.
Here's Jackson looking to go to the sky for the first time. It's tipped and Early picked off here on the near sideline by Schlosser. Just wasn't able to tap a toe in bounds.
He dropped 2 on the way down. It's tough right now, too. If you're Lucas trying to go down this side of the field, the sun is setting right in their eyes. So Jackson not only, trying to dodge defenders out there, too, but he's trying to even just see downfield. Lucky to avoid a turnover there, but another 3rd and long now.
Jackson rolling left this time. Little pump fake. Now he throws, and it's going to be over the head of the intended target. Incomplete, trying to find Zach Deal. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Put this one away. So good start for Clear Fork. March right down the field. Took a ton of time off. Gave up 1 first down to Lucas on this drive. Aiden Color to do the punting. It's going to take a friendly bounce.
And touchdown by Toms right about the 11-yard line. That is where the Colts will take over 1st and 10 on a home and kitchen supply 1st down. And after a great opening drive here tonight, just 18 ticks remaining here in the opening quarter. Trying to follow it up, see if they can go almost 90 yards here. And then that would put a lot of pressure on Lucas to come away with some points on this drive.
You don't want to too much too early on, especially on the road. New quarterback, their style of play too. It's take some time, clock possession. Might be tough to make up points quickly.
So that's Schlosser picking up a couple there as the first quarter will come to a close. So 7-0, Andy, and well, our commercials aren't playing, so this is what we're gonna do for you guys. We made a cool video pre-game. Should we check this thing out? That won't play either. Oh, I believe. Well, those are the facts.
Those are the facts. Yep.
Check that out. So, Lucas, they put that on the back of their helmets and have for quite a while. Do you know what that means?
I was on the spot like that,
Yeah.
but
Well, if any of you out there in Facebook or YouTube land know, do tell.
Squareside Church, Sacred Edelweiss, and Miss River of Ohio. One of the game-time sponsor, please contact Twitter or Athletic Development.
So, yeah, we'll just keep it here, Andy. We're trying to work through our issues.
for
And what a week 1 it's been for us here tonight. So second quarter action set to begin here. It always seems like it's longer when you take the commercial break. When you're just keeping it here, they're pretty much just walking down to the other end of the field and getting right back to it.
Well, there's no maintenance on this. They're just going for it. Boy, you're going to play it nowhere. They still picked up about 4 yards.
For Clear Fork, in about 7-yard line. 7 Spittler on the tackle for Luther. Third down.
It's after the tackle by Braden Spittler. It brings up a 3rd and 4. Big play coming up here for the Lucas defense to try to get themselves off the field and get the ball back into the hands of their offense.
Yeah, they were on the field for 12 minute quarters. I think they were on the field for probably 9 in that first quarter. And the defense was able to get a drive going, so they've been out there a lot here to start this game. And It's still warm. It's cooler today, but I think they stop right there. That's really
A gang of Cubs coming up, making the stop right about the 18-yard line. So that'll bring up fourth down. Here comes the punt unit for the Colts. And the first bit of momentum really for Lucas in this game.
minutes. Still in for territory.
Nobody back for Lucas at first for the punt.
Everything I just said about the field position.
Yeah, that rifled by Jay Jackson. A flag comes in.
I didn't see when the flag the sideline were.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be the call. So the Cubs take over some solid field position here at the 33.
First time drive. Tom's gets it. Bulldozes ahead for about 3.
Devin Tomalash making the stop for Richland. Brings up second down and 7.
Cubs right back up to the line of scrimmage. That tight formation. Here's the toss. Tom's right side. He's able to pick up a couple extra with that second effort. Falling forward to make it third down. Maybe about 3.5 needed here for the Lucas offense.
Great tackle too by Devin Tomalash too, because he just did everything he could to stop Tom's from breaking through. Run might still be going. Not for Evan on that tackle.
Toss near side this time. And that's going to be just enough to move the chain. So it's going to be a home and kitchen supply first down for Lucas as they're on the move, approaching midfield now out to the 44.
That time, just had gets the first down. Needed first down for Lucas too. Offense out there a little bit. Grab some momentum back.
If you're just joining us, it was Clear Fork marching down the field on their opening drive. Took about 9 minutes off the clock. Luke Schlosser ended with the touchdown and played some excellent defense so far now, too, as this is the Cubs' second possession.
Dawson Staley got on the backfield and just disrupted them. Bringing them for a loss in the field, loss of 1. It's a new defense for Clear Fork this year, too. New defensive coordinator in. We got some movement in front. Encroachment here against Clear Fork. Their second one.
Key penalty right there helps out the Lucas offense.
It's just amazing, too. Sometimes those very small penalties, it's only 5 yards, but that can sometimes just completely turn around the way a drive goes. You're looking at 2nd and 11. It's now 2nd and 6.
And Tom's again to the right side. Lowers his head. And a whole gang of Colts there to knock him down about a yard shy of the first down.
They're going to mark it just a yard short, so it's 3rd and 1.
Brings up third down and 1 for the Cubs.
Just I keep looking around, Brian. You were right. It is packed.
Yeah, Colts fans came out in droves, and you look over at the visitors' bleachers, as you alluded to, and that's the entire city of Lucas filling up those bleachers. Let there be no mistake. They turned out the lights and they headed over here. And now they're seeing Jackson squirm his way for a home and kitchen supply first down. So a pair of them now on this drive. The Colts allowing Lucas to get into enemy territory for the first time tonight on offense.
Second first down of this drive, third of the game.
Very fast-moving game. It's only 7:30. We're near the midway point here of the opening half.
Well, that's what happens when you only have 3 pass attempts so far, too, Brian. They've got 2 from Clearfork, or 2 from Lucas, excuse me. 1 from Clearfork.
To be expected, of course, from Lucas. First-year quarterback, same thing on the other side. Both of them replacing guys that have been under center, who have been some staples here for the last couple of seasons. You knew that you could rely on. And so now, a bit of a filling out process, and these are 2 teams also that are just run heavy to begin with.
Just manage the game. Be smart. Don't turn it over. Rely on your guys that have been there and are your skill position players. Let them do the heavy lifting early on here in the season as you get more comfortable in that role.
This is Jackson getting kind of pinballed around there at the 40-yard line, so he goes nowhere. Drop for no gain. And it'll quickly become third down now for Lucas.
Third carry for Jackson, 7 yards. It's also Hawaiian night for Brian.
Yeah, it feels a lot. It's like fall weather out here.
I know.
You know, they're almost trying to like turn up the party like it's warm out, but this is definitely this is football weather.
This is a football play right here too.
Nice run to the near side by Zach Deal. But we got an illegal shift is going to be the call here, so it's not going to count, and the Cubs going to back up.
That's a huge penalty.
Because it would have been plenty enough to move the chains and keep Lucas on the move. And it's these subtle little mistakes like you talked about that can really derail a drive.
Back to the 46-yard line. It's 3rd and 13. And now you're probably forced to try and pick this up through the air. I would think. Could run it though and just punt.
Said it's going to be a bad snap through the hands of Jackson, who's able to fall on top of it back at his own 42-yard line. So a tough break here for Lucas, who had things rocking and rolling. Second look at that play. Jackson just wasn't able to grip it.
For Lucas' sake, though, he did recover it. Because Clearfork would be sitting in great field position, but now he got a chance to pin him back a little bit. Both the return men for Clearfork trying to fight the sun. See if they just let this one bounce. Yeah, they're backing away from it. It's going to take a very friendly bounce. Oh, Brian, it's like the mountain climber game. Oh. Rolls into the end zone.
So just inches away from being a near perfect punt there for the Cubs, and brings a little bit of extra life now into this Clearfork offense as they'll get a start this drive from the 20-yard line.
Jamison Deeper be the center for sports, Alpha being our athletic trainer.
Very cool, comfortable night here in the valley, as we alluded to. Temperatures in the 70s. both Andy and I wearing pants tonight, which is a rarity for opening night of the high school football season, especially since they've moved it up a couple of weeks to accommodate for the extra postseason action.
Yeah, I was looking when I got down there, Travis. It always feels like it's earlier each year, but we have been doing this now for the 2-3 years where they've been playing this season. Ever since they expanded the playoffs, they've bumped it up a week. But yeah, the high school football season used to start like that last day of August, that last weekend of August. And now here we are. I don't even know. I meant to ask, is Clear Fork was back in school yet? Did they start this week? But it was never like this. I mean, I'm already old enough as it is, as we were discussing earlier. I've been out of high school. Yeah, I always remember you were in school for two before the first game started. Not the case anymore.
No, I used to get 2 or 3 scrimmages in the off season. Now, only 2 guaranteed. 1 week of 2-a-days. So the times are a changing, certainly. And the field position changed too, as there was a penalty that backs the Colts up to the 10.
Second and 10. Pushback is 15, right? They didn't change that. Should go to the 20s.
Yeah, they marched them back to the 10-yard line.
The 10. I don't know why I thought they were at the 15.
So it forces them to go through the air from the gun. And Sansom on the run. That's going to be incomplete. In and out of the hands that time of Jackson, the intended target. And quickly 3rd down here and an opportunity for Lucas to try to get their offense back on the field.
For Clear Fork, looks to be Jay Jackson. Stretched out. You see that those first few weeks, we talked about it's cooler tonight. It's still warm.
10 for Clearport.
Key play here for the Colts offense. They come out trips left, and they're going to go quarterback keeper all the way. Big hole flag comes in late. But as it stands now, Sansom, it's got just enough to move the sticks. This one appears to be a holding call, though, against the Colts. So it's going to be all for naught, and they'll do it again.
Tough penalty for Clear Fork for that first time. So move it back to the 5, 3rd and 15.
Hard to pick up there on the replay where the holding penalty came from.
I still want to look into that as to why they started at the 10. Nobody touched the ball. Right? Did Lucas touch that before?
Jardy wants answers.
I must have missed something about it. So like the 10.
Third and 15 here, Andy. What's it look like to you out there?
I think you just keep it on the ground. Don't risk any sort of disaster in the zone. Forcing a pass, turnover. Play it safe. There's only just over 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. I keep it on the ground. Force Lucas to either take a timeout or lose some more clock.
Pro set here for Sansom under center, turns hands off. It's going to be Schlosser. And he's met by Toms in the hole and driven backwards at the 9-yard line. So pick up a 4. And looks like the Cubs are going to take a timeout as they've forced a 4th down. And they've got about 2:50 to play with here.
Yeah, we wasted no time as soon as I started his coaching stuff. We're still going for the timeout. Got 2 timeouts remaining. Cubs have made the adjustments, though, Brian. After that opening drive, Clear Fork was able to really do what they wanted, marched into the end zone. About a 9-minute or 8.5-minute drive. They've been able to force a couple punts ever since. Still just down to 1 possession. See if they can set up a good field position here. Lucas will get the ball, too, to start the second half. So a big chance here to get 2 possessions in a row.
Any score late in a half always feels a little bit bigger than the actual points on the board. And we saw Lucas a season ago. That was a problem for them, allowing tough touchdowns right at the end of the second quarter, something I talked to Scott Spittler about during this offseason, and they felt that that was something they had to clean up this year. So trying to completely change that storyline this year as they'll get the football back short time and an opportunity to try to come match Clear Fork. And big heavy rush that time by Dill forces a bad punt, and they're going to be set up prime time. Let's see where they mark it off at about the 27-yard line, Andy.
Yeah. All sorts of pressure there. The pressure on the punter. Shank it off his foot. Couldn't draw it up any better other than blocking it for a touchdown. If you're Lucas, they are in great field position here inside the 30. 2 timeouts, 2:44 to go. Plenty of time.
First down, straight ahead they go with Daniel Hawkinsmith, 5'9", 200-pound junior. Couldn't really find a running lane there as the Colts stuffed it up. Not a lot doing.
First carry for Hawkinsmith. Fourth different.
Toss sweep far side this time. Blasting his way through was Logan Toms. He's able to lay the boom that time.
And you're starting to see Lucas start to impose on the line. These runs are starting to go for bigger chunks than they were early on the report.
Number first down for Lucas.
So a solid pickup that time by Toms, moves the chains.
His longest run of the night.
And he'll get another opportunity. Nice cut back against the grain down to the 12-yard line. Pick up a 5.
Yard line for the top.
Yeah, they're starting to get that push up front. Not even getting touched until they're about 3-4 yards into the run already.
There's a second down.
They almost got to slow it down a bit here. They don't want to score too quick. Leave Clear Fork some time. Just under 90 seconds.
Second down, this is Jackson. Can't spin his way out of trouble.
It's a little bit like a broken play. He was trying to hand that ball off to someone who wasn't there.
Timeout, Lucas.
Take a timeout, regroup, make sure everyone's on the same page.
After the TO, it's going to be 3rd down 5 for the Cubs. It's been a very Lucas-like game so far.
Last year, Lucas jumped out to that 27. Scoop did Victor Scoop things. Back to victory. It's been somewhat similar to that game. Didn't expect a lot of points. Keep it close.
Jackson, 3rd, 5. Lucas.
The lights are officially on, and Friday night lights are back.
And just in time for one of the biggest plays of the night. Jackson hands off. How about Toms?
Oh
with the broken tackle, and he's going to take it in for a Lucas touchdown. The Cubs answer with a big score.
Logan Toms, much like Victor Skoog did Victor Skoog things, Logan Toms is going to do Logan Toms things. This play had no shot of going anywhere, let alone for a touchdown, and he somehow was able to evade all defenders and taking it from 12 yards out, an extra point away from this thing being knotted up at 7.
Here's another look. It was kind of tough to tell in real time. It looked like he's going to get dropped in the backfield. No problem. Tippy-toed inbounds and then reaching for the pylon in for the score.
We are tied at 7.
With 1 minute, 7 seconds left.
Like we were talking about changing that narrative from a season ago, Lucas with a big answer right there, starting with the defensive pressure on that special teams play to set him up basically in the red zone. And now you see Cubs Nation up on their feet. They're pretty stoked. They're tied here on the road.
Tied, all the momentum. You can get to the locker room still tied, but there is a minute 7. Carothers got 2 time minutes left. Be on their offensive series get some points before get that momentum back. But what a game! Clear Fork came out, went down on their opening drive, no issues running the ball, converting a couple 3rd and longs and a 4th down. Now Lucas finds the end zone just before the half. We are tied at 7, just as we expected. A close game, Brian.
It has been to the last 2 times that they played each of the last 3 seasons. So expected nothing less from this. Both of these teams eagerly looking forward to this week 1 matchup now that it's back on the schedule. They took some time off, these 2 programs, not playing one another, and so great.
And, it's a credit, too, for Clear Fork to schedule a D7 opponent like this because it really can't help them a ton. They really... It's almost like it hurts them more than anything, other than that they're facing a tough team here, which will benefit them down the road. But I mean, you talk about playoffs and computer points, like this means so much more to Lucas than it does to Clear Fork, because this is a couple divisions up for them if they get the win. Is that kick going to stay in bounds? Oh my goodness, almost recovered by Lucas. Clear Fork was just waiting for it to go out of bounds, and it ball had other plans.
Well, man, on that 1 and 30-yard line.
Oh, to dodge a bit of a bullet right there. As they're able to fall on it in the field of play, they'll take over here at the 30-yard line.
It's expected a very run-heavy game as these 2 quarterbacks get settled in. Sansom is 1 of 2 for 8 yards throwing. Got about 20 rushing.
Here he is, tight set. Handoff Schlosser. Making a couple of moves. Here comes Luke to the near side, out near midfield before he's tackled. And enough for a home and kitchen supply, 1st down and a lot more.
Finally, they're to force them out of bounds.
And that kind of changes everything in terms of your approach here.
Just, but hey, let's take a few runs and tied at the half. Now suddenly you're at midfield, still over a minute. Now just under, bring that a minute, actually. 2 timeouts. Take a couple chances here.
No wiggle room this time for Schlosser as the Colts going to burn a TO. Stop for maybe a gain of 1.
Colts now with this 1 timeout remaining.
Timeout.
Fork team that's replacing a lot of talent from last year's squad. 15 lettermen are back, 4 on offense, 5 on defense. 13 players lost to graduation. So trying to kind of find out who they are this early on in the season. Lucas bringing back 13 lettermen, 9 offensive starters, 8 defensive starters. So the experience factor definitely in Lucas's favor. Here we are, tied 7-7.
All right, back here. Second down and 8 ball on the 48.
Sansom from the gun here on second down, turns, fires near side right away. It's incomplete, in and out of the hands there of Joe Stupka, one of the fastest dudes in the entire state. They haven't been able to find a way to give him the football, though, yet.
Tonight. First pass attempted to.
And he's one of those type of cats that, as a coaching staff, you need to figure out creative ways to have him touch the football.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he can catch the corner, nobody in the area is able to catch him, period. He proved that on the track this past year. And here he is trying to catch the edge, and you see him right there. Blazing speed to the outside, and he'll move the sticks. Maybe they can hear us down there over the crowd. They've been a little bit subdued after Lucas scored that touchdown.
Just right, he got to the outside and shot out of a cannon. Easily picked up 13 yards. It's under 45 seconds to go. They've got one timeout.
And they're going to keep it on the ground again and pick up another big chunk first down run here by Appleman.
Line breaks it back and making a stop for
12 on the play.
And then only a couple seconds coming off the clock, of course, with the first down stopping things.
They might take their final timeout here because they're trying to reset the offense.
That's exactly what the Colts are going to do with 27 seconds showing on the clock.
It's one of those things that always amazes me. Just the difference in speed between like the high school, collegiate, and obviously the NFL level. But on a play like that, you think, okay, they can hurry back to the line of scrimmage, spike it, only lose a couple seconds. No, it takes a little bit longer here at the high school level as kids are still learning and developing. So wise decision to use their final timeout there because they probably would have lost close to 15 seconds maybe on that, trying to just get everyone lined up, spike it, then you risk a penalty or something else disastrous. But good use of the timeout there. Regroup, 27 seconds.
From this spot on the field, definitely anticipate that they're going to be putting it up in through the air on this down. If you move the chains, the clock will stop. Slosher in motion, and they go with a double reverse, and it's blown up. Getting a piece of it that time was Keaton Day. And now tick, 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 tick. The clock down to 16 seconds.
The final play.
the bounds are clear for it. No.
Quite sure what they want to do, and it looks like it's going to be the final play.
So a bit of a disastrous ending to the first half here for Clear Fork after moving the ball down the field, and they will take it into the break all square with the Lucas Cubs at 7 apiece. Fun game going down between these two Richland County rivals, and that's right, feeling like it's Hawaii out here. Got palm trees, definitely some lays, and a whole lot of button-up shirts and some funky colors. And still 2 more quarters of action, maybe more, to play here at the Colt Corral. So keep it with us. We've got the halftime band show on the way right now because, well, our commercials still aren't playing, Andy. All black. So we're just going to show you the moving pictures here. We're going to get you set up with the beautiful sights and sounds of the Lucas Cubs band. Here we go.
Now entering the field under the direction of Miss Audrey Smith, please give a warm welcome to the 2023 Lucas Cubs Marching Band. Tonight, the band will be presenting to you selections from the Year Without a Season, 2022. To start tonight's performance, we feature a song that reached the top 10 in 21 countries. Here is Dua Lipa's Break My Heart. Our next selection became the new #1 song on Billboard's Greatest Songs of All Time Hot 100 after its release. Please enjoy Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. It's so hard. It's like never looked. I don't know why it does.
Hey, that Eric had experience. I thought I wrote for the guy's character.
We would like to thank you all for coming out tonight. Please give a big round of applause for the 2023 Lucas Marching Band.
Thanks for taking it. You're so bad. Sure. And then we drive by. Drive by. I think it was right too. Did you try to down urging me? You're on the operating next. I got it. Okay. I'm steering somewhere in the house. Yeah, we can do it. And I'll let you know what's scary. Overlays and I think certain plays not available. Oh, exactly. Yeah, so and then I go down to Zeros and then swing back up to Zanesville. But all that plays late to go. Yeah, Friday we might just get a coach's chocolate. So I'll let you know. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, because we're coming. And the following cigarette slices, which are so yeah, we'll find you next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field the pride of the valley, the 2023 Clear Fork High School March Band. Tonight's halftime show is sponsored by Pancho's Tacos and led by captains Mika Tapik, Evan Piccioni, Emily Montgomery, Abby Kern. To get things started, it's a Langione classic featuring brass captain Evan Piccioni. Here is our rendition of 1979 Children of Sanchez.
Huh? Happy birthday! Yeah, I thought it was really fast. That's terrible. What do you want to start flying with spirits less than anything. You're a fast. Oh, yeah. Nope. It's not up to your dreams. I just put her there. I was trying to.
Band will perform a 1999 collaboration between Carlos Santana and Rob Thomas that spent 12 consecutive weeks at #1 on the Billboard charts. Featuring saxophonist Gabriel Sims and our Valley Guard dancers, here is Boo.
It's like it's right this best. Hey. Okay, I'll show you that. I mean, older than our no.
Those, we have a song originally performed by Sue Robinson in 1976 and reinvented in 1994 by pop icon Gloria Estefan. Featuring our drumline and forward ensemble, is Turn the Beat Around.
Oh, yeah, I got 7, 4, 5. There's each other out, but changing one. Anything to yell on this? No,
So that was the Clear Fork Band with the Lucas Band just before them. Excellent halftime performances by both units. And we've got some fantastic sponsors here on the OH Report that I would just love to tell you guys about. Let's begin with our friends over at MWD Logistics. Do you need a warehousing and logistics partner that gets your storage needs? Store and move your inventory seamlessly into your customers' hands with MWD Logistics. Lacey Construction. Experience you can trust, done right, and on time. Carothers Pest Control. Got a pest? Call the best. 419-314-3214. Andy, you like that tagline.
That's a great tagline. Yeah. You.
Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. And North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. So we do thank all those sponsors. I do have to apologize. we've got some very critical issues going on with our program here that happened right at the start of the game. And so we're unable to play our commercials tonight. And all of our cool overlays and graphics are unavailable right now. But I don't want to stop the stream, because that's the only way that we can reset this thing. So Andy and I are just going to be we're here for you guys. And we're going to keep the action with you for the duration of the night. So we also don't have our halftime stats, or nothing's working except for mine and Andy's voices, and of course the camera up top. And then we have our scoreboard, so I'm at least grateful that that baby's working. So Andy, let's just break down the game, what we've seen so far.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you go first. I'm going to give you about a minute here to kind of tell me what happened in that first half. You're on the clock now.
Okay.
What did we just see?
We seemed to think we were expecting this game. This was a really contested game anytime we get together. And Clearfork, no issues in the drive down the field, put up 7 points, and it looked like, okay, they've got their offense in gear. This is going to be tough for Lucas to stop. And they completely flipped in the second quarter. Lucas started getting the stops. They got great field position there on the not blocked punt, but significantly altered punts that went off the side of the punter's foot and set Lucas up with great field position. They were able to get in on an incredible 12-yard touchdown run from Logan Toms to tie things up at 7. And then Clearfork tried to get it going there right before halftime, had a successful drive, but then a trick play didn't quite go their way, fumbled in the backfield, and that was the end of the first half and put us at 7-7. And I think this is pretty much what we expected to see. How'd I do? Was that a minute? Did I beat the clock?
Yeah, you did a great job there, Andy.
Yes.
And while you were talking, I'm going through here. I'm checking out some of the plays that happened in the first half. And I'm glad that you brought up that Logan Toms touchdown run, because I think we're going to be seeing a lot of this as the season goes along. And let's go ahead and dial this baby up right here. So Toms, he's such a versatile player. I love what they're doing here, where Lucas, they're typically in that tight set where they've got the two running backs on either side and then the quarterback up under center, where when they spread you out and then they have Logan on the outside there and they can bring him in motion, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. And when you watch the pre-snap there, what the linebackers have to do to try to adjust, Logan Toms, definitely a very dynamic weapon, as is Luke Schlosser over on the other side. And we saw at the end of that second quarter that they were also on the Clearfork side of things, trying to get their big speedster, Joe Stupka, number 2, involved a little bit more on the offense, to their detriment, because they got him that nice run to the outside and he picked up 12 yards in about 2 seconds. He's that fast. And they were like, man, that was really cool. Let's do that again. And then they go with the double reverse trick play. And I think that kind of cost them at least an opportunity to try to kick a field goal, take the lead into the half. So sometimes having those shiny little toys can make you think a little bit too hard about things. But at the same time, you see the lethal speed that he possesses, and my guess is that Stupka's going to get the ball into his hands at least 2-3 times here in the second half, and anytime he does that, it can be game-changing.
He was the one on the double reverse trick play in the backfield. He then lost all 13 yards. He picked up on the play right before that, but he is definitely an explosive playmaker. We'll see if they can find a way to get him the ball here in the second half. Schlosser, though, for Clearfork, 13 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown. Appleman for Clearfork as well, 8 carries, 32 yards. And then Sansom at quarterback kept it 4 times for 14 yards, and then through the air, he was 1 of 3 for 8 yards, with Jay Jackson on the receiving end of the only completion of the game here tonight. 1 catch for 8 yards. Lucas 0 for 2 passing the ball. That's to be pretty much expected. They don't like to throw the ball. Grayson Jackson still getting settled in there at the quarterback position. He did keep the ball, though, 5 times. -5 yards because he lost 12 on 1 play, but he's had a nice few runs, 3 yards and 4 yards. But the big loss there puts him in negative for the first half. But Logan Toms doing the heavy lifting, 9 carries, 43 yards, and a touchdown. Zach Dial, 2 carries, 5 yards. And Daniel Hawkins-Smith, just 1 carry for 4 yards. So, ground and pound kind of football game. It's pretty much what we expected with these two teams breaking in new quarterbacks and strong running games. So we'll see what we get here in the second half, but probably more of the same. And that opening drive for Clearfork 2 was really impressive. They took about 9 minutes off the clock. Really didn't have Lucas have any chance to really do anything early on in this game, but credit to Lucas. They made the adjustments in the second quarter, started to pick up bigger yardage on each run, and were able to force a tie here at the half.
Not a lot of surprises in this one so far early on. Let's see if we've got any surprises going on in our chats on the Facebook or the YouTubes. Carolyn said that she had a tough time hearing the bands. We do apologize for that. We'll work on getting some mics down on the field for future games. Robin agrees, so noted. And we'll definitely I've got some wireless microphones. We'll set them up on the field for half times. That way, you're not hearing us with our little chitter chatter in here, getting our stats and analysis together. You can enjoy the bands. But we see Mary Jane cheering on the Cubs, and Brad Howell. A lot of little emojis in there. He says, "Go Lucas" as well. Dustin, he's on the other side of things, and he's watching from Philly and doing a little barbecue. And that's what I definitely envision for a lot of our viewers out there, Andy, watching live and free anywhere on planet Earth, grilling up something in the backyard, enjoying yourself, and taking in the action. That's why we're here, to be able to deliver it to you wherever you want to watch from. Kim Reed says, "Let's go Cubs." So does Karen. And Pamela cheering on the Colts tonight. So that's what we have on our Facebook feed for now. And we do have plenty of other games, 4 other live streams going down at the moment, including a big one. Worthington Christian and Danville, they are all square at 14 apiece at the break. We've got the Centerburg Trojans with a 21-0 lead right now over Utica. That one also at the half. East Knox coming off of a disappointing season for them. They lead Northridge right now 7-0. That game at halftime as well. We had to have been the first game to get to half. And our last game right now that we have, 21-7. Northmore leads over Upper Sandusky. That one in the third quarter, or is just about to begin. As is ours here, back inside of the Clearport Corral. So third quarter action will begin with a Clearport kickoff. Lucas trying to take their first lead here of the game in the season. As the lefty boots that one deep. Zach Dill with the catch inside of his own 10. And here comes Dill with a head of steam, tripped up. And he falls out across the 30-yard line.
Was tripped up because of nice return. Keeps Lucas a good spot to start here. First drive is halftime adjustments were made. Game that we expect to come. They usually do when these two get together.
So the Cubs come out tight set, 1st and 10. Here's Toms breaking free to the second level, but only a gain of a couple. The linebacker crew, they're waiting on him for the Colts.
Where? Agree on the play for the Cubs. Second down and 7.
Toms' longest run at first was the touchdown, 12 yards. Inside, make the defenders look silly.
And second down, here's Logan again. But you see the penetration into the backfield. Didn't allow that thing to develop. Looks like you got to give some credit that time to Milo Bergholder. Bursting his way in, pushing an offensive lineman into the mix, and quickly third down. 7 yards needed for Lucas to keep the offense on the field here in the early going of the third. Toms fakes the motion. Now comes back set. And they'll toss it to him. Student body right. Logan Toms to the outside. And he's going to get pushed out well short of first down yardage. And it looks like the punt unit going to trot onto the football field here for the Cubs.
Great job on this Colts defense versus the 3-and-out here. For a second, Logan was going to be able to find a first down, but good job. Colts not allowing him, getting him out of bounds.
Tuller with a very high punt. Colts allow it to drop, and it takes a favorable hop here for Lucas. And falls dead at the 21-yard line. So that is going to be where Clear Fork's offense comes out with the home and kitchen supply first down here. And they didn't really allow their first-year starting quarterback, Mason Sansom, to come and do his own much there in the first half. It'll be interesting to see if this coaching staff, now that he's got a half under his belt, comfortable under the Friday night lights, come out and sling it a little bit more, because they've got some weapons on the outside.
Yeah, just 3 pass attempts in the first half. Completed one of them. Keep it on the ground here and start things.
Full host of Cubs up inside.
Number 9 races back for third for the Cubs to make that stop.
Grayson Jackson, the quarterback, in the tackle.
Turns a second down for Clear Fork, ball 20-yard line.
Come out from the gun this time, and they'll bring Stupka in motion. Here comes Joe with the handoff. Catches a block. And he gets wrapped up, not able to wiggle his way away. So a pickup of 2. Third down long here for the Colts offense on the way.
I just wonder if when they got stuck in the ball at the end of the half, gave Lucas time at halftime. You saw what he did on the play. To keep an eye on that. I just wonder if we can move on from it until after halftime. Man, I'm sure Lucas was aware of it coming into this game, but almost there, right before the half. Like, okay, point of emphasis here in a second.
Schlosser certainly can, and how about that, like second and third effort there?
Go down by number.
And he just kept the legs churning.
For about the 33-yard line.
It's enough for a first down. Keeps the drive alive. Their third and long conversion. Clear Fork's had a couple of those today that they've been able to convert, Brian. Because at times just has not been able to get their defense off the field quickly. Those will kill you. 3rd and 7.
So it's new life now for the Colts offense after that big run by Luke. Nowhere to go this time. Cubs waiting for him right at the line of scrimmage. And that'll go down as no gain.
The goal. There you go. Hawkins, making the back foot forward. Brings up second down and 1.
Lucas' defense, typically very disciplined. See, they just do their assignments. Always hitting that over the head in practice. Talking about the little things.
Another big stop.
And it's Jackson getting through, creating some havoc in the backfield. Makes it 3rd down and 13 now.
Yeah, loss of 4. Pushes them back. Just right at the 30-yard line.
So you would think an obvious passing situation. Neither side has really allowed their quarterback, though, many opportunities to air it out. Sansom's got some one-on-one here near side. And he overshoots the intended target. Tried to find Burkholder. So 4th down now for the Colts after picking up a first down. And then they go backwards 3 yards. Excellent coverage on the play by Lucas all across the board. But that was Tim Daly one-on-one. The sophomore locked up with the Much bigger Bergholder and held his own.
Pressure, yeah.
And Deal impacting it for the second time tonight. Coming unblocked off that edge, Andy.
This is going back and dating myself. Tecmo Bowl on the original Nintendo. There was a guy in the New York Giants who just. That's what it seems like. The Cubs is just getting them untouched.
Well, I believe his name was Lawrence Taylor, Mr. Jardy.
Thank you. Couldn't stop him.
So 6.5 minutes remaining here in quarter number 3. Not a lot going on offensively, but Lucas now set up quality field position already in enemy territory.
And I don't think you need to really change anything. If just keep grinding it out with Thompson or whoever. Because there's a flag coming in. And,
that was Daniel Hawkinsmith that time with the carry.
Coming. We're going to move into it.
This is going to be a holding penalty, it appears, against Lucas.
I haven't really seen something to a call yet. Looks like they're going to start marching Lucas back.
Take another look at that last play. See Hawkinsmith going to the right side. That flag coming in kind of late, too. Definitely came down the field because the penalty makes it 1st and 15. Jackson with the play fake. Looking for some options. He'll just dump it off here. And Hawkinsmith gets tossed down rudely by Schlosser as they get some of that penalty yardage back and more. Pickup of 7 on the play.
And that is the first completion of the night for the Lucas Cubs. It's just a smart play. It's just a nice little dump off. It's hard to do sometimes. Yeah, it's clear for think you can throw the football.
From the gun this time, Toms. Looked like he was going to take it out wide. Now comes back near side. Logan Toms with a defender draped on his back gets drug out of bounds. And that was a pretty spectacular, just 5-yard run.
It's a 5-yard run we've never seen. It looks like 7 yards. 30 burst out of only. He just ran the field. East-west running, not so much the north-south. Still now it's his 3rd, I suppose. They're still trying to get back what they lost on that penalty. First down.
Rolling clock down to about 5:20. And Tom's a little bit slow to get up after a gain of maybe 1 on the play.
So, you go for this? You do?
I think if you're the Lucas Cubs and you're facing just 1 yard needed, it looks like it's kind of like a yard and a half, actually. You expect your guys up front. They've got 5 returning letter winners on that offensive line. Look for them to try to just get some leverage here, going between an A gap somewhere. Instead, they're going to take it out wide, and Toms gets met by a fierce bunch of Colts. About 7 of them all converge to make the stop. Big play.
See what the Colts can do with it. Taking over out of the main 40.
Yeah, those 50-50 tickets. We'll be reading off that number shortly. Get out your 50-50 picks.
Let's watch that 4th down play one more time here. So it was a bit of a high snap, but the Colts, they read that all the way, Andy. Everybody converging onto the football, and that's what you love to see. A bunch of hats coming in to make the stop, a lot of energy and enthusiasm, and oftentimes that'll translate onto the offensive side of things, though. They're going to start with a bit of a miscue. That's our first false start, actually, of the night.
Moving back to the 36.
Respectful.
First down.
These teams are so good. But adjusted to the season, there's always a couple penalties. Hope to clear as the season progresses.
Have that number. Bring it. And yourself up to Prescott.
Play action here. Sansom against the grain, and he gets slung down back at the 32-yard line. The Lucas defense able to get in there for the big sack.
I do like them trying to figure something out through the air.
Bringing it down to that long.
Especially after the false start. He bumped you back.
32-yard line. Second down. Clear for.
Second and 20. People tend to try and run a screenplay or something, but this drive, which started with so much momentum, has quickly gone in reverse.
Man in motion, Sansom fakes it. And how about that? It almost looked like Hawkinsmith was just waiting for the ball carrier to get the ball.
Sure is. It was immediately.
Hawkins up there. For Zach on third down.
Nice play there by the Lucas defense. Sets up 3rd and a mile. Colts are going to need 21 yards here. Got to get to the Cubs side of the field to move the chains. They'll play it safe. Schlosser picks up maybe a couple. And it's 4th down now, and the punt unit trot their way on here for Clear Fork. So the Cubs do their job defensively after the Clear Fork D stepped up and made a big play on 4th down.
And these two defenses are just so tough. And where it looked like Clear Fork, it seems them to turnover on downs, good field position. False start really just put the drive in reverse. Here we go again.
Deal blocked that time, but still creating havoc. As that one takes kind of a Phil Mickelson hop, bunch of backspin on it. -2 yards if you're a Colts fan, and the Cubs loving it as they're going to be set up at the 41-yard line.
Just like the punts. It feels like all of Lucas's punts have taken some hops and rolled down the field. That one just died.
Special teams, a third of the game, Andy. Color's been doing it for a few years for Lucas. And over on the other side, the special teams hasn't been great. Maybe kind of the Achilles heel at times here. For Clear Fork, the punt game has definitely cost them. 3 times they've punted, and it's gone for maybe a net of 45 yards.
Yeah, that was. They haven't played into because of the pressure that Dino was providing. Just said, nope, you did not come away with the
Well, he did come away with the ball. It was just after he was already down.
Where help the friends there. Brings up 2nd down.
So 4-yard pickup for Lucas there on 1st down. As they move out across the 45-yard line, checking their wristbands. Football in a phone booth. That's the style here. And man, Zach Dill just got rocked. Tried to cut back against the grain. And he was met harshly there by Ross Wine.
And he's going to feel the one.
44-yard line. 3rd down.
So defenses certainly have been the story here this third quarter as we approaching the 1 minute mark, and not a whole lot has been going on.
This is like some trench warfare. I mean, these two teams just cannot move the ball like outside. Playing like between the 30s right now. We're gonna have a penalty or a timeout. False start.
False start on the
Always love when we turn the light on the press box. Everyone in the crowd like looks back.
What? Let there be light. Always an interesting offensive play call for Lucas here when they're behind the sticks, 3rd down and 12. You would think definitely a passing situation. And the last couple of years when they had a veteran quarterback, no problem. They did go to the sky. We even saw a few games where they had a bunch of passing yards, but Jackson making his first start has to just unload that one as there was heavy pressure barreling down. And he got away with that just in time.
Even our forward heel called in break.
These two defenses, I don't know what it's going to take to break through in this one, Brian. A turnover, or just eventually someone's going to have to win this thing. But right now, we are just in such a dogfight here. These defenses not giving up anything.
Zoller angles that punt here towards the near sideline, takes a couple of friendly hops, and then Stupka just falls on it right about the 17-yard line. So that's where Clear Fork will take over 1st and 10.
And figure out what they want to do on special teams for Clear Fork right now, because they're letting these punts just bury them in terms of field position right now. You're a punt returner. Someone's got to start a return. They're
putting 2 guys back, too.
To have something like that, but they're giving up a ton of field position, letting these things go. So just fair catch it. You don't have to return it, but
special team certainly has favored Lucas here tonight. But the ground game has been strong for the Colts as they pick up a home and kitchen supply. 1st down behind the 2 legs of Luke Schlossler. They're all Ohioan. Poised for probably a breakout season, I'd say, offensively this year.
It's the longest run of them, or second longest run of the longest team. 20. Desperately needed. Both these offenses are stuck right now.
All they're going to wait for. For Richland County, they're going to tackle for him.
Colts definitely look like they're content to take this thing into the 4th quarter with our score tied at 7 apiece. This Richland County slugfest has been everything that we anticipated that it would be. Tightly contested game, a lot of great defense, and certainly tons of running plays. We've had all of that and more, and still 12 minutes of action to go. We'll keep it right here as we head into the 4th quarter. But We return to action here, fourth quarter. And we've got a completion for maybe a couple of yards out there.
They're not deceiving you. Just the second one of them at Clearport. 2 of 5 on the through the air tonight. It's a big third down in terms of field position here. It's Clearport. It's got to try and flip the field here. Lucas is just tilting the field in their position, getting favorable starts to their drives.
And a lot of that has been predicated just off of the poor punting. So another chance here for Lucas as it's 4th down and 6, and it looks like Clear Fork will try to punt this ball away with Adam Van Ostel back.
Here he goes again.
Just so quick off that edge. Gives a chance here for Logan Toms, catching at the 26. Stutter step and then slung down at the 32-yard line. So the Colts come back out defensively. They've been fantastic so far here tonight. They've matched up very well with this Lucas offensive front that was getting a lot of the headlines or some of the conversation about this matchup, talking to some of the other area media guys. Thought that would be a big strength for Lucas here tonight, having all 5 starters back, and it's really been back and forth on the interior. You almost give the nod to both defensive lines here.
I think it was interesting too. Just like a clear choices. See that play. These two teams are so evenly matched.
Nice spurt, though, to start this drive here for the Lucas Cubs as they pick up 5 on first down, 2nd and 5 here.
And we're going. What about your clear 4 and 5 being here earlier?
Here comes Dylan motion, and flag blows the play dead as we're going to get an illegal motion call here against Lucas. So after they pick up 5 yards, you wipe them right out with the penalty.
They might in the first half, but they're only 3 in the second half. Those were just kill your drive, especially late in the game. 2nd and 5, now you're back 2nd and 10. Who was going to make that first mistake that really seals this one? Just makes that one play. That's
excellent fake this time, and here's Jackson sprinting to the outside. Some of the most green he's seen in front of him all night. And he picks up a home and kitchen supply first down.
13.
And the energy here in the stadium, Andy, it was so electric early on. It feels like it's kind of fizzled down a little bit. Both cheering sections just waiting for something to get up on their feet and get excited about. And for Lucas, could be a good start there with Jackson, that big run.
Out in this game for either side. I mean, if you can defense is just the second, especially too, we just see explosive plays. It's been tough to get anything going because these two fronts have just been so strong.
The tackle for Clearport.
And looks like we've got a injury timeout on the field right there as you see Hawkinsmith hobbling off to the sideline there for Lucas. So he's going to get some medical attention.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. Good to see him walk. Almost a disaster. It's still going to be a big loss in the backfield, but
Jackson dropped for a loss for the backfield.
that might be the one play that turns this game around.
25.
After the tall snap, Dawson Staley able to burst into the backfield. Big stop there, and after picking up no yardage on first down, the Cubs go backwards for a loss of 3 here on second.
8 minutes to go. You know, the possessions you have if you're Lucas. See what they draw up here on 31.
They're going to fake it, set up the screenplay. Dill reached back behind him. Probably made a wise veteran move to not even snatch that ball. Would have been another loss. And now it's 4th down, and Luke is going to have to punt the football away. So momentum offensively, we haven't had any here in the second half. Neither offense has been able to produce more than 1 first down on any given drive so far. So I think that you tip your hat, obviously, to both defensive teams getting out there, making plays, and just being prepared for the other offense.
Someone step up and just catch it. And take another bounce at bounce. Solve any dilemma. Looks like a 35 is where they're going to spot the ball.
Out of bounds. Ball be spun at the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we've seen this whole second. The 35 and the 35, nobody's been able to get into the red zone.
Yeah.
It's just been a grind. Second half.
I think that's probably the perfect expression to put on this game so far here through a quarter and a half in this second stanza. Can the Colts offense come alive here inside of the corral? Back with the football in the hands of their first-year signal caller, Mason Sansom, 165-pound junior. And he'll keep it himself here. First down, pushing the pile ahead for a pickup of a couple.
Number 6 makes Sansom go off to the airport. Rated Colorado making the stop for them. Ball spot at the 38 brings up 2nd down and 7.
They replicate their drives to start the game. It took 8.5 minutes because they would walk out of here with the win. It's not going to be a lot. We're now under 7.
Another handoff left side this time. Looks like Schlosser cutting back against the grain. And he's going to be driven backwards there by Raiden Cottle. Make that Appleman with the burst.
I tell you, hard to read the folks in the verse from where we can do it with just the way that the lights hit them. I love their games, but just difficult for the broadcasters.
And some new look helmets this year as well. A little bit different style.
I like them.
Open down the seam, and it's Stupka. Unable to squeeze it.
It was there. The play was there. Just couldn't come.
Got the matchup they wanted. One-on-one with the speedster to the outside. And Stupka just could not bring that thing in.
It's tempting to go for this, and it looks like they're great. I almost think you got to put this ball away. Try and get him to jump off sides or something.
Open down look at that last play. Stupka unable to getting up for it and just couldn't bring it in.
Clock is at 5. Okay.
And going nowhere could be a game-changing play. Getting into the backfield is Caudell again.
That might be a dumb play. That determines who comes away with this thing. That is a huge stop by Lucas. Caudell getting in there. The play never stood a chance. Now the Cubs with a 5:49, it looks like, on the clock. Already in Clear Fork territory. Well, they've got a kicker. Don't necessarily need to punch this in for a touchdown.
This plays perfectly into Scott Spittler's hands. If they can produce enough yardage.
They just can't translate it on the other side of the ball. They've got official
on top for Clearmore. Timeout.
Got a Colt shaking up.
Might be a cramp. Looks like he's off.
I think that's one of the captains, Ross Wine, had to take himself off the field here momentarily.
Yeah, that big hit on Dial earlier.
Now here's Jackson, play fake, hit as he throws, and it falls harmlessly to the turf, but man, that was dangerous.
The price for it, he looked comfortable. He was standing in the pocket, taking the hit. I've seen a lot of rollouts and stuff, but that time staying in the pocket. Stepped up into it. Just got hit right as he threw it. It's a 3rd and 1.
So the Clear Fork defense looking to hold serve here, as that's well behind the intended target, broken up. And the Cubs, just when it looked like the pendulum of momentum might swing just ever so slightly in their favor, just like that, Clear Fork sends it back just a little bit back in their way.
I'm going out on a limb here, but this punt might be the biggest play because Clear Fork has yet to catch a punt, and they might feel the pressure that they have to do it this time, and they haven't done it yet tonight. And we'll see if they're able to.
Andy looking to predict the future here. They're going to let it take a hop again. And the Cubs make a spectacular play.
It's going to cost them. It's almost like they've got the yips back there and they don't want anything to do with it. No one has fielded a punt tonight. And they let another one go, and it is perfectly executed by Lucas down at the 1. Wow.
Yeah, fantastic air right there by Aiden Culler. Allowed it to land ever so softly there inside the 10-yard line, and then Lucas sprinting down to make the play. And how about the big boy giving it up? Braden Spittler making a big play.
So disrupt this. Find a way to get a safety. Smart play.
Ball here is more clear. Way to say.
Just give him a little bit of breathing room.
Brings up 2nd down and 7 for Colts.
With the clock winding, about 4:45 remaining here in money time tonight. Who will snatch a victory and move to 1-0 on the season? Obviously, there's a ton of brownie points up for grabs here for the Lucas Cubs playing a Division IV opponent. And for Clear Fork, wanting to maintain those bragging rights and kind of look across the valley at little brother, if you will, over on Lucas's side of things. So plenty at stake here in week 1 of this all Richland County showdown.
Big back Tough.
And this is imperative for Clemson to pick up this first down here because if not, Lucas will have anticipate pretty good field position. They're starting to pump up their fans. Lucas traveled well here tonight. Team still with all 3 timeouts. Use play clock down to 2. Didn't just get it off. I don't think they got enough for the first down, Brian. It's going to be short.
So 4th down, it looks like they're going to need 3 yards. And this has been the biggest kind of like change in the game is whenever it's been the Clear Fork punting unit on the field. So this might be the biggest play of the game now.
I'm telling you, Lucas has just and it's paid off to where they go. They caught a punt. They didn't lose any. They didn't give up any more yards, and they're going to start at the 40, which we've seen them start here a couple times. Been able to do anything with it. But it was Jim Tressel who always said the punt was the most important play in football. That would be true today.
You know what?
It's really set up the drives here, and the starting field position has been so much better for Lucas than it is Clear Fork. Clear Fork's defense has yet to, prove that theory true because Lucas hasn't been able to do anything with that field position.
Just sub 3 minutes to go. One of the bigger runs that we've seen here in recent memory. Cubs fighting for extra yards there. Out to the 35-yard line.
I don't have 31.
There is no 31 on the roster. Hey, we talked to Coach Toms before the game. Corbin is here in the building tonight. So we'll go ahead and refer to Mystery Man as Corbin for now until we hear otherwise. And they're going to give it to him again. Why not? Super senior out here. Getting a little bit closer to first down yardage. Still going to need about 4, though, Andy, to move the sticks as the clock melting away closer now to 2 minutes. And this has to be 4-down territory for Lucas.
Absolutely.
So the anticipation for me is let that play clock run down here, probably at least another 15 ticks or so, just in case you don't pick it up and you want to roll that dice. Big 3rd down. And inside give to Zach Dillon. They stuffed it out. Nothing doing. The Colts defense ready for the challenge yet again. Boy, what defensive effort we have had on both sides tonight.
Logan Tom switched jerseys. He is wearing number 31.
We knew it was a Tom. That was obvious.
So, Brian, I know you said 4-down territory, but after a loss, I might try and punt and force chaos. See if he can get down. See if he can do something. The best chance to come away with a win here is for Clear Fork to have some sort of mishap on the punt.
That's not a bad idea. While we got a quick second here, let's go ahead and dive into the comment section on Facebook. What are you guys up to? I see Christian Spencer wants to know, anyone ever try spicy dino nuggies? Jardy, that sounds up your alley.
I've never tried those specifically, but I'm a big fan of the spicy chicken.
Christian Spencer says, JC Blitz is the absolute best player for Lucas. I don't think I've seen better in years.
Okay. And I think it's the right thing.
It's a little bit high, but it's handled. And here's Color. And didn't get much of it. Though it does take a favorable hop for the Cubs. Kind of a dangerous catch there.
It should be. Someone down trying to set up a block. The punt is coming directly. Everybody's there to fall on it.
Andy, I feel like I hinted a few times tonight at the fact that 4 quarters might not be enough. It looks like that's going to be the case.
It does. But there is still a minute 3 to go, and Clear Fork's got explosive playmakers. We've seen stuff be able to get outside and pick up yards quickly. You can't just assume you're going to overtime here if you're the defense.
It's going to be quarterback keeper all the way. And trying to get over to the sideline, but unable to do so is Sansom.
Doesn't look like they were going to take a timeout. So no real sense of urgency here for Clear Fork. I think they were kind of seeing what would happen on that first play. If that, had gone for a bigger gain, maybe they realized, okay, let's go try and win this thing.
Now let's just run it up the middle. Hard nose running at that. And Nick Appleman, he's been a beast all night. Able to pick up a home and kitchen supply first down. The clock stops at 28 ticks. And a man down right now for the Colts.
A couple kids coming up tonight. I was expecting him early in the season.
And it looks like it's Appleman who tried to limp his way over to the sideline and went down again. So dealing with some type of an injury, or I think you're right. I kind of felt like it was a cramp.
Yeah, you just see them so to start the season. Sometimes they're still in the shape. There's so much you can do in the offseason. Scrimmages, but once you start playing those games, are counts and everyone's from stuff, you start to see those coming a lot here early in the season.
I'm going to say what's up to everybody out there watching in YouTube land. I see there's about 285 of you. Yeah, great to have you all aboard.
As I was driving down here today, I was like, high school football is back. I'm so excited we're watching a football game that actually matters. It's not some of this preseason nonsense so far that we've seen in the NFL, but this is actually a game. It counts. It goes in the standings. It impacts something.
Yes. And even though the tournament in football has gotten a little bit watered down, every game really does matter, of course, in the high school level. And I think you can make the argument on both sides. For Lucas, it's obviously very beneficial for them to get those second-tier points for the playoffs in their positioning if they can beat a D4. But at the same time, if you're Clear Fork to lose to a D7, that's tough for you in terms of building your resume. So I think kind of equal pressure for each of these teams to want to come out here and go to 1-0 on the season. But I think maybe more especially for Clear Fork since they are the bigger school.
Absolutely.
I think it's a little bit more riding on it.
There's more for them to lose. Absolutely. That's why I couldn't this because they don't
Sure.
have to. Because benefit is there for us. Win certainly helps because you expect Lucas is going to win a lot of games this year, so that'll help them in the points.
Oh, and it's a bit of a trick play. The halfback pass just incomplete. Saw Casey Swank step in, toss that thing, and it was on a rope. Not a bad throw.
Let's just go for it. Let's take some shots downfield. See if we catch lightning in a bottle. Maybe a defender slips or we just beat the coverage. I like it. See if they do it a few more times here on second down. 17 seconds to go.
Sansom tosses to the outside this time. They'll just keep it on the ground.
And timeout. Clear Fork.
So the Colts do stop the clock with 8 ticks remaining. With an opportunity to... They still have one more timeout actually in their back pocket, so they could potentially get 2 plays out of this, depending on what they do.
Clear Fork.
I mean, this is where you pull out all the tricks, right?
I think it gives you a chance to, at least here on third down, to run it and see what happens here on a 3rd down and 6. And then there's probably only a few seconds left if you take a timeout. That's when everything's open and you can pull out the full bag of tricks.
You can see there's a player for Lucas right now. Presumably with cramps. Them stretching out those legs.
And I'm trying to think back. I don't believe I got a call a overtime game a season ago. So if we get one here tonight,
right.
Andy, this could be my first in a while.
Okay.
The format's pretty fun in the high school level.
Yeah, it's great. Since they started college football all the time.
Yes. Yes.
Just yes. So I think that we're trying to speed up sporting events too. Like the pitch clock, I'm okay with in baseball, but the extra inning nonsense, I still can't get around. I love seeing just teams have to figure out a way to win as the game continues to try to
play it out. So 3rd down, they do go with a couple of dishes, and here comes Stupka, stutter step, and he's forced out of bounds, and 1 second still showing on the clock. But it's going to be an illegal shift against the Colts. Would have been a 1st down out near about the 47, 48.
I'm trying to remember if I did an overtime game last year. I think I did. I feel like Travis and I have certainly done one, but I don't think it was last year. We'll see if they do anything crazy here, Brad. I heard well, just take a knee to overtime.
I think odds are good. They're keeping it on the ground. Got a pro set here. And they'll just hand it off. And Schlosser somehow kept his feet. But that will do it for the end of regulation, folks, as we are heading into overtime. And for those of you that have been with us throughout the duration of the night, you know that we don't have a whole lot up our sleeve here in terms of breaking away with our commercials and our overlays and our cool graphics not working for us on this particular stream. So we're going to keep it with you right here. But first, thank our sponsors. Gotta throw some love out to the people that bring you this game live and free, including the good people over at Lacey Construction. Experience that you can trust, done right and on time. Carothers Pest Control, gotta pest. Call the best at 419-314-3214. Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. MWD Logistics, need a warehousing and logistics partner that gets your storage needs? Store and move your inventory seamlessly into your customer's hands with MWD Logistics. And North Central State College, providing individuals with the knowledge, skills, and inspiration to succeed in their chosen paths. If you'd like to be a sponsor of the OH.REPORT, you can always hit us up on our Facebook on a private message, or contact me personally, Brian Skowronski. Hit my email, brian@oh8.report. But here we are. It's overtime, folks. Let's get it going up in the comments section. Who do you think overtime favors here? Both defenses have been absolutely superbly dominant. No points in the second half whatsoever. But who do you think has the upper hand? That is my comment poll question that I'm going to throw out there. Let me know out there in Facebook and YouTube land.
So it has been since either one of us has done an overtime game. Is it like what college football used to be? Do you have to start going for 2 and a third overtime? Do both teams alternate positions with 25? Is that how this works?
Having not seen one, and I'm trying to think of the last overtime game that I did get a call. I don't think I saw one in 21 either. So it's been a grip. The rules committee gets together every couple of years, so I don't know if it is like college. Certainly they're going to start from the 10-yard line, and you get just a 4-pack of plays to try to get in. That I can tell you for sure.
I do love that the as we
Boom, boom.
you always want to play defense.
You do. And especially in a game like this.
Just explaining how this unfolds.
What an interesting game we've had for you guys here tonight. Can be.
Our experience trying to do everything like some gremlins today, still fighting them as we get this stream going out. But I remember the COVID year of 2020, Effie and I went to go do
West Holmes, right?
That was the night some thunderstorms came through.
Sure. So it'll be the Cubs starting on offense. And maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. It looks like they're going to start at the 20. It used to be the 10. Or at least it was announced the 20. I don't know. The defense is getting back. Maybe I do know what I'm saying. We'll see. But to your point, boy, what a day it's been here on the OH Report. I get up bright and early every Friday to make sure that things go as smoothly as possible, Andy, and you know it never goes that way. Tomorrow we're definitely going to work out all of our bugs and kinks. Me and the production crew's all getting together to kind of have a powwow about how things went. But we can't really complain about the football. If you're a big offensive guy, maybe this hasn't been the game for you, but it is certainly exciting to get this overtime, and they are starting from the 20-yard line. And Grayson Jackson not able to get back to that original line of scrimmage as he goes backwards. Loss of 2.
Oh. I've had a lot of fun. 45, but for clear play. Second down and 12.
Jackson has not really had much big impact tonight running or throwing the football.
Went for 13 yards, but since then he's had 2 yards for negative 5 yards. So he just hasn't been able to consistently use his feet as a threat. But that was a job to get out of there.
And the completion, perhaps, looks like color. Maybe Zachary Winters with the snag.
Zachary Winters.
And Zachary Winters on
for the 3rd down and 1.
Actually, don't mind our graphic there. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 with Winters coming up just a little bit short.
First catch of the night for Winters. Smart play there just to get the first down.
So the Cubs now with a 1st and goal to go situation. One of the few first downs that we've enjoyed here in this second half of action. We had pretty decent offensive success in the first couple of quarters, and it felt like just the adjustments that were made at halftime were all the defensive coordinators coming out with some great game plans and execution. Yeah, anytime you see those orange hankies coming in, you know that means that there was a fumble, but it appears the Hawkinsmith coughed it up and was able to corral it back.
I fell on top for a clear one.
Very interested to see
Cut it down and go for
if Lucas is unable to punch it in. Do they kick a field goal? I think they will. One of the best in the area.
Oh, how about Zach Dill coming through, a little leapfrog action, and he's inside the 5, down to about the 3.5-yard line. And huge play coming up here, 3rd down and 4, and chance for the Cubs to try to get it in. And you're right, Andy, what a decision it'll be for Scott Spittler and his staff if they are unable to cross the goal line. It's going to be Jackson handing it off inside, and Winters burst through for the touchdown. What a play by Jackson to give it off. It was even difficult to see.
I thought he kept it, but he certainly did hand it off.
Try to dial that one back up for you.
The crucial extra point attempt the game last year ultimately decided this extra point, 21-20 game.
As you mentioned, Color, typically one of the best in the biz here in North Central Ohio. He stays true to that. 14-7, Lucas taking the lead on this play right here.
So it was Taylor's. Push that one in for 4 yards out. That's the first win of the night for the Cubbies.
So Logan Toms putting the Cubs over the top here. You can see Logan right now doing some stretching, trying to avoid getting a cramp. Watch that last touchdown one more time in slow motion. And you're right, it was Logan all the way. And just kind of moved the pile there, those last couple of yards into the end zone. So now it's Clear Fork's turn to try to get something going offensively.
Number 30, Walker.
And that's going to be Schlosser churning ahead. Gains about 2 on the play.
So to go to defense first. What your offense has to do now, 4 down territory. So you could be a little more creative with your play calling. You've got 4 downs to play with. Oh, speaking of creative.
And it's up for grabs and knocked away at the last second. Aiden Color coming over. Huge defensive stop there. Just a baby bit too much air underneath it.
Is faithful on their feet.
Take one last look at that previous play that got us the 3rd down. Nice acceleration by Color to get there at the last moment. 3rd down for the Colts. They're going to run it left side. And they're definitely going to be short of the 1st down yardage necessary. So the Colts facing a 4th down and 4. And they're going to burn a timeout. Make sure they get the perfect play call in there.
Yeah, you want to make sure everyone's on the same page here and potentially the final play of the game.
See Rick Hayden chiming in here on the YouTubes. He says his nephew, Mason Sansom, needs to step up, put the team on his back, keep digging deep, young man. Heck of a fight so far.
And that is 100% so far, because these two teams have just really gutted it out tonight. Their team has been able to do much of anything. These defenses have just dominated. Clear Fork jumped out to a 7-0 lead, marched all the way down the field on that opening drive, took about 8.5 minutes off the clock. Lucas got a big score right before halftime to tie it, and then here in overtime got their touchdown on their possession, and now it's 4th down and 4. I have to get to it again.
Everything hanging in the balance right now for the Colts. They're going to keep their chances of winning on week 1 alive. Roll out, and they've got the 1st down. Gutsy play, and Burkholder hauls it in on the far side.
He spiked the ball. They're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct.
It is going to be a dead ball penalty, though, Andy, so the 1st down will count.
That's tough. Just don't like that. It's a huge conversion. It's week 1. Just let them play. You know, I know you can't spike the ball. I know you're supposed to keep your emotions in check, but
21 yards.
let him do anything. I don't like him.
Definitely really tough to make that call in this position. Here's a look at that 4th down conversion one more time. Nice grab, getting out of bounds. And this is what cost them. Oh, wow. Tough. But it is just 1st and 10, though. That was the best case scenario for them to pick up a personal foul penalty, is at least it just backtracked them, and they just got to earn those yards all over again.
What's on? Got for the pack for Lucas.
Very curious to read the comments after.
Take a look here in a moment.
That's where you're throwing out sportsmanlike conduct. That's my stance on the whole thing.
But maybe it didn't cost them anything as... I'm definitely, you know I'm in agreement with you. I would love for there to be celebrations in high school sports, period. Give me more of that. Love to see some end zone dances, spikes, whatever.
Yeah.
But the Colts have gotten 9 of those penalty yards back. 3rd and 1 here from the 12.
We'll have 2 chances here. Pick up a yard, and then it'll be 1st and goal.
Looks like they might have it right here.
I'm going to have to measure this one, I think.
Get that one involved there for clear.
I thought you got it on the second attempt.
So the referees say move the chains, and the Colts back in business. Which is, I know Lucas fans don't want to hear this, but it's a little bit refreshing after that penalty to see them at least get back to this position.
It's terminating. Although it still might, because where did they've had the ball?
Maybe at the 4-yard line now. Sansom hands off. Here, Schlosser left side. Big hole. Kiss him goodbye. We got a 1-point game here in overtime.
Second touchdown of the night. And we are an extra point away from this thing going to second overtime. Or will they opt to go for 2 and try and win it here?
Oh. That was the first down pickup. Get that touchdown ready for you. Boy, how gutsy would it be to go for that 2-point conversion in the win? They are doing it, Andy. I'm a little stunned.
You know, it's been that kind of game, though, where it's,
So this is it, folks.
they put down to 3. They're going to have to snap this ball right away. And they get it off in time. So now you've made the extra point. It's got a timeout call. No,
It is going to be a delay game.
So extra point is even further back.
Check in on that Schlosser touchdown run for a second time, and it's just a burst of speed that this gentleman possesses to be able to catch the edge. Great vision. And now Clear Fork does have their PAT unit on there. And I wonder if that was just gamesmanship.
I just don't see how that benefits you.
This time the PAT is pure. Because you talked about a year ago and how big that was for Lucas.
Yep.
So overtime number 2.
Let's go.
Here we come. I will see what's going on in the chats. Looks like Jim Smith says, go Cubs. Really happy about that Cubs touchdown, but Ohio travels with Chris. Enjoying more of the Colts. Good times here in overtime number 1.
You know what I did not envision, Brian, as I chugged a water halftime?
Tell me more. I felt like I was kind of prognosticating it all night long. Because I mentioned early on in the game, maybe that, I was like, 3 quarters still to go, maybe, type of thing. Like,
It started to feel inevitable because offenses were able to do anything. It was going to have to go time for someone to win this thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it took us 2 overtime to get possession inside the red zone. We didn't have any of the second.
I think we only had a couple of possessions that even got into enemy territory.
Yeah.
Nobody got into the red zone. So this has been an offensive explosion here in the overtimes to pick up 20 yards each.
Yeah. What it took to down conversions.
Sure. So overtime number 2 opens up with a clear fork run. And it's going to be Schlosser for a gain of a couple.
Hard on that play, ball out at the 18. Second down and 8.
Just picked up 2 on the play.
They'll split out Stupka, the lone man, to the top of your screen. And they'll keep it on the ground in the hands of Schlosser again. A whole gang of Cubs waiting for him.
This was over 100 yards on the night, but that will now put him.
So the Lucas defense giveth and taketh away. Critical third down here for the Colts. You'd love to pick up something. They got a man open down the middle, and it's Stupka. They overshot him.
He had him throw just a little too high.
Collar was there on the coverage, but a step behind.
It's at 2.
Special teams has been a bit of a obstacle tonight for Clear Fork.
3 of 3 on field goals last year.
And Van Osdol, the lefty, puts it up, and he drained it. Big kick for Adam Van Osdol.
Ohio, 42 points, 3 huge field goal right there.
I want to go back to that third down play, though, Andy. Check this out. Look at what a step Stupka has over the middle. If you lead him anywhere but throwing over the top there, that's probably 6, but Van Osdol comes through. Nice kick, and Clear Fork regaining the lead. And Lucas now has to match. And they're going to go empty set here. Jackson, straight drop back, going to the end zone for the... It's picked off! Clear Fork coming away with the INT and the victory in week 1. What a finish. Right in front of the student section, and the mob is on. It's a Colt dance party just outside of the end zone.
He was open. The throw just took too long to get there. It's clear for time to intercept it and end it. They win another close game against the Cubs.
3 matchups in the last 4 seasons, and another instant classic. And that young man, Davis Hoflick, hanging on to the football as he comes up with the game-winning interception.
Ford gets the first win in dramatic fashion. He was open. The throw was just a little too short.
What an exciting finish here. Double overtime. Clear Fork comes out, survives 17-14 with the victory. We're going to step aside and be back here with our MVP of the game, presented by Lacey Construction. Andy and I will also break down what we saw here in tonight's contest and kind of preview what we're going to have going down tonight on the Friday Night Pigskin live at 11:30 p.m. This might be in the conversation for highlight of the night. We'll definitely discuss that and more. So keep it here. We'll be right back live and free on the OH Report. We are now back with the most valuable player of the game here from tonight's battle between Lucas and Clear Fork, and I've got the senior running back, Luke Schlosser of the Colts. Almost 100 yards, a couple of tutties for you tonight, and man, what a gutsy performance, I think, on both sides, but you guys really had to, like, grind it out. So just give me your thoughts on how the game kind of played out, because defensively in that second half, I mean, neither side was letting up anything.
Yeah. I mean, we come up, put up, I think it was 17 up 2 minutes, I think the first one. Get a stop on D and sputter the full first. I mean, I think it was a little bit bad field position. Just guys kind of, because Lucas, unique, playing him since I was 3rd, 4th grade. So there's just nothing you can do to prepare for what they.
A lot of ups and downs for you guys. It looked like maybe the Cubs were going to steal one with the win there in overtime. And then you guys battle back. You pick up the big first down. You have to overcome a penalty, and then you get into the end zone there to help tie things up. Just tell me about just kind of the swing of emotions there in overtime and how you guys were able to just keep your cool, not get too high or too low.
I mean, I think it's just our team. Game on the change. It's been so everyone just puts their down where it's kind of penalty. Saw 20 yards in the end zone. We got it.
Well, you're kind of debating, me and my color guy during the contest, who this game is bigger for coming out of the gates. Lucas can get all the bonus points, of course, beating a D4. For you guys, you don't want to lose to a D7, and certainly not to a team right in your backyard or a rival. So what does this win mean for you guys, especially coming out 1-0 out of the gates and knowing that there could be a lot more in front of you in terms of just staying perfect?
I mean, it means a lot of everything. We've heard some of the freaking talking, so we got all their comments that fueled us. We wanted this one bad, and we got it. That's what came.
And with a new coaching staff, a new head man in place, what was some of the message that you were told after the game when you guys huddled up?
I mean, he talked about pregame speech. He said, play through it above and beyond. It's really proud of us, I think. He's doing a great job so far.
Well, congratulations on a really gutsy performance. Is this the first time that you've been in an overtime game?
No, my sophomore year gets left. So
that's right. Okay, so 2-0 in overtime games in your career, man. That's awesome stuff. Who do you want to thank? This is your opportunity to give some shout outs now, Luke. All right, Luke Schlosser, our Lacey Construction MVP. Thanks so much for the time, bro. Welcome back to the Carothers Pest Control post-game. 17-14 double overtime victory tonight. Clear Fork coming out on top. And a really fun battle, Andy.
It was.
I mean, this thing was kind of what we expected it to be. Two really hard-nosed programs from out here in the Valley. They both have similar structures in how they want to do things. And Clear Fork, they gutted it out. They made the right plays when they needed to in the biggest moments. And then for Lucas, it's a tough pill to swallow yet again for them. They've been on the back end of the last couple of seasons of some bitter losses. And I think you might want to put this one in that category again here, double overtime loss.
Yeah, they don't get more painful than this, too, because I really thought they had it. When they took the lead in overtime, I thought the way their defense was playing, that Clear Fork was in trouble. And to think that Clear Fork kept the game alive on a passing play on 4th down. Thankfully, the unsportsmanlike conduct, which I completely disagreed with, didn't affect the outcome of the game because let the kids play. What a great game, though. The second half was tough at times. Nobody really got anything going, but overtime provided us with a very entertaining game, and that's the beauty of overtime when you each get that alternating possession and a chance to score there like that. And again, special teams. I mean, I know that there was an interception that ended it, but this was a game that Clear Fork made the field goal and forced the turnover, and that was it.
Yeah, you're absolutely most of this one. The second half, if you're a big fan of defense, obviously there were times where it was like a little bit just like, man, like nobody can get it going on offense, but you really have to give all the credit, in my opinion, to the defensive front.
Absolutely.
Making it happen at the attack and then coming up on that second left. Neither side gave an inch, Andy, and I think both of these teams defensively are going to be juggernauts as the season rolls along.
Yeah, I do not want to see either of these teams on my schedule this year because it is going to be difficult. It's going to be physical. You're going to feel it. And yeah, this was a game too. I mean, I know it wasn't lighting up the scoreboard or anything like that, but it's almost like a close pitchers contest where like one mistake and that's the end of the game. And that was it. Nobody turned the ball over until that play there in double overtime. We had some turnover on downs, but not a fumble or an interception until the end of the game. And that was ultimately the deciding factor here tonight.
Break down some of the final statistics that we had from the evening and some top standouts that we had individually.
Yeah, Schlosser finished 24 carries, 99 yards. He just went over 100, and then he had the next play that took him back 2 yards. So he finished at 99 yards and 2 touchdowns, though. Not a lot of passing in this one. Clear Fork only 28 yards through the air.
Wow.
Lucas had 18 yards passing through the air. Logan Toms, though, 19 carries, 70 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So it was the ground games as we expected. Schlosser and Toms doing the dirty work, getting the hard-fought yards in, and they were the 2 standouts here tonight.
What's next for both of these teams after the 17-14 win here for the Colts, who are going to be right back at the corral and taking on Granville? I believe the only team to beat them in the regular season. Last year they went 9-1, so they're going to try to get some revenge against those Blue Aces.
Yeah, 16-8 was the loss last season over at Granville. They'll get them here at the Colt Corral. Tough place to get a win, and after a huge emotional win like this, and it's important too when you bring in a new coaching staff, head coach especially. You want to get that first win as soon as possible.
Yes.
It just takes all the pressure off everyone else. Now you've got your foundation established, and you can go on from here. And a win like tonight, these kids are never going to forget this game or the coach.
Still a team tonight, and they played an epic season ago. Still losing with a missed extra point in that game, so that's going to be a Falcons team.
Yeah.
Looking to get some revenge too.
Yeah, and Lucas, you just got to, like you did last year, move on from this one as quick as possible. They were right there, and it's going to sting, but it's week 1. You've got a whole season still to play. Just move on as quick as possible, and they'll be fine. They'll be in the postseason. There'll be 10 straight years in the postseason. This loss hurts, but their ultimate goals are still there.
Of our stuff has worked tonight. Let's see if I can
not at all.
Time here tonight. It looks like we're just giving a big thanks to Andy Jardy.
I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Logistics,
Lacey Construction, Carothers Pest Control, Mechanics Bank, and North Central State College. Appreciate all of you. We'll get you on some extra games in the future. Nothing really went according to plan tonight, unless you're Clear Fork.
Unless you're Clear Fork.
Freshman Davis Hopelik. I mean, what a night he had, getting the game-winning interception, and then he was just getting mobbed after the game. Everybody wanted to don't remember calling his name up until that point because Lucas wasn't really throwing the ball.
Right.
It's pretty cool to see him come out and be a shining star.
Absolutely, too, because the receiver was open, and he got there in time and sealed the victory.
We're going to seal up this broadcast right now. Got to thank our amazing staff here on hand. Andy Jardy, of course, who's getting all of the credit.
This is great.
Just compilation for our pregame that didn't end up making the air, so I'll post that. Make sure that you guys get to see that. And then Taylor Vanacek here as well. Went down, got our MVP, and then also was just here, I think, for moral support for us. He understood
We
the
needed
magnitude
it.
of
We
what
certainly
won.
needed it.
And we thank you very much. We'll see if we can't get some airtime here coming up in the future. But for now, for tonight from the Corral, we say so long, as we will join you again here in less than a couple of hours on the Friday Night Pigskin. Goodbye, everybody.